Hello again, everyone. This is George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape, and today I want to talk to you about how to turn your mower into a mulching mower without having to pay $300–400 for a mulching kit to put on the side of these. Just our typical mower here, our Gravely that we have, our 60-inch. When these come, they come with these rubber guards that come on the outside for your blades, and the first thing you want to do, it's basically they come attached very easily. You just pull a pin and slide this up, and then generally that's how we run them most of the time. But what we want to try and do today, or I'm trying to show you, is how to turn this into a mulching mower. There's a couple of reasons for this. Now, one, of course, so you can mulch up a lot of the things, like say if you're trimming shrubs and whatnot on a property. I mean, you don't want to be raking that stuff up all the time, especially if you're there trimming it every 2 weeks or every month. Just get those clippings, blow it off into your lawn area, and then just go across it with your mower, and it mulches them right up into nothing. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how we do it, and it was just very cost effective for us to do it. Well, the first thing you want to do is take these off, take this rubber off, okay? And most of your mowers, they're going to come with some kind of a guard or another, so you're going to have to, depending on the mower that you have, you're going to have to decide what you have to do to modify it to make it fit. But I'll just show you kind of what we do here. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this rubber piece off right now. Okay, what we did now is we just took our rubber piece off. We just separated it from the standard hardware that it comes with the deck. Okay, we're not going to need that. I know they have this on there for safety reasons to keep your feet and your hands and whatnot away from your blades that are right out here to the edge. Okay, but what we did is went down to the local welding manufacturer and had them take a plasma cutter and cut out a piece of steel for us, okay? Main thing is, remember to get this steel the same diameter as what your hardware is that goes on your mower, okay? The same thickness. And the whole idea is to put this piece on here. Now, we're not going to weld it directly on the deck. We're going to weld it onto this piece, okay? And this way, whenever you can use your regular blades. You don't need to get mulching blades. Go through all of that, put them on there. The mulching blades, especially down in Florida, I noticed it wears the tops of them off, on your high rise. It just wears those things right out, all that sand and whatnot. So I'd like to stick with just your flat, regular cutting blades, okay? So now, what you want to do, get your piece, set it back in here. Make sure everything fits nice and flush down where you want it to be. And then just take like a Sharpie marker, and I take my piece of steel, and of course you want to make sure that it comes by the opening a little bit. But you set this up flush, get it right where you want it to be, and you make a mark. Alright, so now I know right where I want that to be. And there's my mark. Okay? Hopefully you can see that. Alright. So now what I want to do is I want to take this piece of steel and I want to weld this right in that position. That way when I put this thing back, it's covering the hole, and if I want to take it off, I can take it off. If I want to leave it on, I can leave it on. So now my next step is to get this welded in place. Okay, now that we've made our mark, one thing I forgot to tell you is you want to grind this paint that we do have on here. You want to grind that line off just so that you can actually see that you're going to get a good connection with the welding. A lot of times it doesn't weld good through that paint, so I always like to just clean them off with a grinder quick. Alright, so you got it nice and shiny now. Put it back on. Make sure everything's nice and flush the way you want it. Come back with your marker. There's my mark. So now we're going to take and we're going to weld it. Okay? Okay, so now that I've got it lined up, I stayed on my line, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this in place right now. And I'm not going to weld it 100% in place until I know for sure it fits right. So I'm just going to put a few tacks on here and then we'll try it. Okay, now we've got that done. Our piece is all done. I checked it. I know it fits good on there. Just clean it off really good. And then you're ready for a coat of paint. Throw it on there, and you're good to go. And the neat thing about this, well, there's several neat things. You're all set, but the neat thing about this, you guys, is that just doing this myself, what I have invested in this is probably 20 bucks. Down in Florida, we took it down to a welding shop. They did it for, I think it was 35 bucks. So I checked into the kits for them, and the kits are $300 and up, you know. So it's a cheap, effective way to do this. And the other thing, you know, turn your mower into a mulching mower. But the nice thing, too, that we didn't realize until we actually did this was we increased our productivity. Because you know how if you have an obstacle in your lawn, let's say you're mowing grass right here and you have a house right here or a shrub bed, now instead of having to go around where you're discharging everything one way all the time, now it doesn't matter which way I go around those obstacles. Because it's not blowing out the side. Everything is coming straight down out of it. So I'm not blowing anything into the shrub beds around the house or towards the house or anything like that. And it also eliminates the opportunity for chucking rocks and things like that into, you know, cars. And, you know, if you're mowing commercial properties and whatnot, I don't know how many windows we've taken out of cars over the years just because of rocks and debris that's in the lawn, and they come flying out of here 300 miles an hour, you know. So that eliminates all that. But a big key thing is, number one, you save money by turning it into a mulching mower just by putting this plate on. Number two, it made us a lot faster because we don't have to keep constantly going to the left around everything, you know, to make sure that we don't blow it into the beds, because now it doesn't matter which way we go. We could stripe a lawn, we can do anything, especially if you have two houses close to each other. It doesn't matter which direction you're going because everything is blowing down, okay? So hopefully that'll help you out. I know it's helped us out. It's made us faster. It's made us more productive. And again, just going back to the thing with the shrubs, I just want to clarify that for you real quick. Early on, we're trimming the shrubs and then, of course, raking everything out and bringing it out and putting it into these little bags and then putting it into dumpsters and whatnot. And it takes a lot of time. And we tried this test. What we did is we went in and we just cut some shrubs, and we threw the debris on the lawn, went over it with our mower, and it chopped them up so fine it was just like they weren't even there. So that's a big time saver. Going any which way you want to go, any direction you want to go at any time, instead of always having to make sure you go a certain direction to blow it out, so you're not blowing it in the shrub beds. That's a big time saver. So when all is said and done, for 30, 35 bucks, even $40, if it cost you that, it's well worth it. Take the time and do it. Hopefully this helps you out, and we'll talk to you again soon. Let me pull this off real quick. Maybe not real quick. First and foremost, there.